Hey everybody, it's Chris from AR15forNoobs.com, and I want to thank you for checking out the site. Also, thanks for checking out this video. This is my first of, I assume, many videos to come for the site. I haven't quite figured out my video setup here, but I've got my camera on a tripod here in my living room. So the first purchase for the project is my AR-15 stripped lower. I ended up getting this locally because this is one of the parts that's required to be sold through a federal firearm licensed dealer, FFL. And rather than get one online and deal with transferring, I decided to just get one locally. Now the trouble with getting it locally is here in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles, there are only a few gun shops that sell these AR-15 lowers. You can definitely get the rifles fully built, but not just the lower by itself. So I was rather limited in choice, but I ended up going to Gun Kings in Glendale and purchasing this Spike Tactical Lower. So let's get her out of the bubble wrap here. So yeah, here it is. Pretty simple. It is Spike's Tactical Lower, and in my research, there didn't seem to be much of a difference between the lowers. They all kind of seemed the same. At a local competitor, there was a Smith & Wesson M&P lower, and they wanted $250 for it, and I just felt like that was a little bit high, especially from what I had seen around online and on other folks' part lists and all that sort of stuff. So this I purchased from Gun Kings for $150, and I felt like that was a pretty good deal given my limited choice in places to go. There are other gun shops in California that sell this stuff, but nothing close to me, and by the time you make a 60-mile drive or what have you and back, you end up having to do the trip twice because you've got to fill out your paperwork and then wait the 10-day waiting period, thank you California, and then go back. So really you're looking at 2 round trips and 120 miles and gas and all that sort of stuff. It just didn't seem worth it. So yeah, here it is. This is the first pieces part. Not much to it. Ironically, they were forced to sell a gun lock to me as well, which I really think you'd have a hard time hurting somebody with this, but I guess it's all about the law and the principle of the fact that eventually this rifle will need a gun lock. So I guess I've got one now, so zippy. One thing I thought was cool is that this lower is marked for full auto, even though it's not milled accordingly to actually work in full auto, but I thought it was kind of cool that it has the safe fire and full auto markings. So yeah, we're gonna have to start getting some other parts to get this guy built out. I'll probably start with the stock and the lower receiver extension tube or buffer tube. I guess it depends on what you want to call it. And I'm going to choose a mil-spec buffer tube. You can look on the site. I've got a post about the difference between mil-spec and commercial spec buffer tubes. But in short, the threads are a little larger in diameter on the mil-spec and are supposed to fit more snug in this area here. I did speak with Spike's Tactical on the phone, and they said, in fact, that this lower was built for mil-spec buffer tubes. So I'm definitely not going to skimp on that and make sure I get the mil-spec buffer tube to stick in there. So next on the list, in addition to the tube and the stock, would be a lower parts kit. So I'll post more on the site in regards to the details of that, but I need trigger assembly and trigger guard here and the magazine release, as well as the bolt catch. I'm going to have to get all these pieces parts installed, and I'm actually really looking forward to that process. The part of me that enjoyed building model cars as a kid now wants to do that with guns, and maybe some of you feel the same way. I don't know. So anyways, there it is, Spike's Tactical Lower, part 1 of many for AR-15, and thanks for checking out the site, AR15forNoobs.com. Peace.